Where are we and what are we doing?
Guys, this is James Corden from The Late Late Show.
Hi.
Also, we're joined by Jess Cagle, editorial director.
As a useless element of this entire thing.
Can I tell you?
I just follow James Corden around.
So we are going on stage in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
We've never met before.
No.
That's the truth. We've never met before. Can you take in the level of colour coordination that we've got here in a sort of plum t-shirt, a grey check?
And there was no texting prior to this?
No.
I wish there had. Okay, you're less blown out by it than I'm blown away by it. No, you're looking at it like, you're looking at me like this is some kind of like this isn't a big deal.
No,
this
no.
It's a big deal.
This is a true bonding moment between you two.
Plum and gray is not a big thing in LA.
No, not in the slightest.
It's not.
In LA, no plum and grey. That's what they say.
Yeah, when you arrive here in LAX.
We are mavericks who refuse to play by the rules.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. James, I have a question for you because you are the host of a talk show.
I am.
You know this. That's not a question.
Yeah.
But when you're put in a position like this, where the tables have turned and you're being asked the questions, how do you handle that?
I much prefer it.
Oh, really?
Yes, because I don't have to think about what's next. Whereas right now, in all of your minds, you're going, what time is it? How long have we got? Do we still have time? What should we ask? Where should we go? If he looks away, can I sneak a look at these cards here to know my next question? I'm free of all of those shackles, so I'm very much enjoying it.
You don't ever try and take over the situation just out of like a muscle memory?
I could, if you want me to.
No,
talk
but
me
I'm
through
just
these
curious.
shoes. See what I did? See what I did? I took over
just
the
real
situation.
Casual. I won't allow it. I'm going to talk right through your questions.
You know who else loved these shoes? Kathy Bates.
It's
true. There you go.
Big
we're
fan.
literally the same person.
I've never seen the two of you in one place. It's true.
You never will.
How often now that you're in Los Angeles and it's such a car-driving town that people just roll down their windows and be like, get in the car and do karaoke with me, James. Get in.
From time to time, I will share conversations with people through the window of a car.
Yeah.
And quite often, because I'm the same in my car, regardless of if I'm doing if there's someone there and we're filming or we're not, I will always just be singing along to songs. So people will go, oh my God. So what I do is I tend to not talk to them. I just put the window down and turn it up. And then we have a little sort of boogie and then I leave. Unless it's a weird and crazy man, in which case I pretend he's not there. Or if it's someone I've given, if there's someone where I don't know if it's someone that I gave them the finger or not. Do you know what I mean? It could have been someone I'd be like, shut up, then they're coming up beside me. I just, when you do that thing and you just go, well, I'm just going to pretend that you're not here.
Just going to focus on this red light real hard.
Yeah.
Is that your only mind freedom? I feel like when I look at your schedule, you're here doing your show. What, 9 months out of the year, and then when you're not doing your show, you're in England doing your other show.
Yes.
Do you have a break ever?
We have little breaks around there, yeah. But I don't. I don't know. I consider it a real privilege to be tired. I know that's a stupid thing to say, really, but I do. I think. I don't know. I just don't ever. I just think you can't complain about that. Oh, I have to shoot my own show in America, which is doing really well, and I have to go back to London and shoot another show, which has been picked up for another 4 years. My life is just, it's not going to be like that forever. And I think it's very, very important that you go, well, there's two ways you can look at all of those things. You can either look at it positively and go, well, we get to go back to London for 3 weeks, which we'd never be able to do if that show wasn't already contracted to do so. And we see our families and all those things, and it's a show that I enjoy hosting. So I don't, I'm not one for complaining about being tired. I think because whenever I see people who I think are in a very privileged position talking about how hard their life is, I just think, no, you don't even know you're born. Do you know what I mean? My cousin's tired, and he's a bricklayer, and he's properly tired. And if he heard me complaining about being tired, he'd want to punch me in the face, and rightly so.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Do you have to switch minds, though, going from an America's Writers' Room to the room? Or is it pretty
my job in those respects is essentially the same, just being a sort of professional idiot, really.
And that translates on both continents.
Yeah, it's seeming to. Seems like people are really into it, but so I don't. No, it's pretty easy. I've been doing that show for a long time, so it's a different show. We curse, which you can't do here. A lot of cursing.
We're not supposed to curse either. You just remove it from your vocabulary, kind of.
Yeah, it's just forget about it, man.
Yeah, exactly.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I say F a lot. EFF helps.
You're not even allowed to say that on
non-swearing.
CBS. Not even allowed
You
to
can't even say that on CBS?
Wow.
No.
What's
Which
like
I don't mind.
What's the harshest word you can use on CBS?
I think you can call someone, I think you can say the word dick, so long as you're not referencing your own dick.
Oh.
Oh,
I
okay.
think.
Oh,
Sure.
so you have to be careful
There's a lot of that.
because
yeah.
there's like instinctually you do want to reference your own dick in almost every
2, 4,
episode.
7, 3, 6, 5.
So, in the Late Show was not something that you were thinking, I dream of hosting a late night show.
No, not at all, no.
It was offered, you very wisely decided, yes, I will do
Yeah.
it, and you made it work. But in your mind, do you think that this is sort of a stopover? Is this a little detour and you're going to get back to doing something else? Or do you think this is kind of what I want to do on sort of a Johnny Carson level the rest of my life?
Well, do you know what? I try not to think about that really. Because I have a contract now for a few more years, and I sort of think, well, I'll cross or burn that bridge when I get to it. Do you know what I mean? And I have days when I think this might be the very thing I was born to do. Mm-hmm. And then I have other days where I think, well, if that's the case, it's the very thing you're born to do, and you've done it. Wouldn't it be wonderful to take oneself out of your own comfort zone and do something else? And I really don't know what the answer to that is, and I'm very pleased that I don't have to decide today, because I don't know if I'd be able to. But right now, I would. There is nowhere else I'd rather be than in this city, in this country, making this show for this audience that we've very fortunately found. It's not lost on me how lucky I am to be doing such a thing.
It was when you're putting together the show, because you do produce a show from beginning to end, right?
Yeah.
And it has a certain rhythm, and it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. However, it is consumed in small bits and pieces the next day. How conscious are you of creating something that can be consumed in small bits?
Oh, very, very, very conscious. I mean, the level of work that we put into the show would be futile if we were only doing it for an audience that happened to be awake at 12:37 and wanting to watch a talk show that's just been on after another talk show. So we only really think of our show. We think, well, we launch our show at 12:37, and that's the audience I love and adore. The people who watch it every night from start to finish. Whenever people come up to me and talk about those moments, in that chat, this thing, I love. But the truth is, no one turns the TV on at 12:35. No one switches channel at 12:35. You are only reliant on what you receive, really, whereas the internet is a completely true number. It's a completely level playing field where you're not at the mercy of a big 10 o'clock drama or a big NFL football game. It's a true number, and if it's good, it will rise to the top. And so when we start, and that then, in terms of like monetizing our show, that then leads to other countries wanting to buy the show. Like when we launched, we were in 8 countries. Today, we're in 155, which is only a reflection of people consuming it on the internet. So we feel very, very lucky that we get to make a show today, now, where people can consume our show 24 hours a day.
It's actually an interesting insight, because you always wonder how a show is monetizing all those clips that people are watching for free and not live. But it just leads to other things. It makes the show more valuable.
And for that reason, we already have 2 spin-off shows that we're making for other networks. We're going to make a Carpool Karaoke series for Apple. We're making a Drop the Mic series for TBS. And that's not because the segments worked at 12:35. It's because people go, that millions of people enjoy watching this. I wonder if we could buy that. So I'm always slightly perturbed when people go, wow, the money's in cross-network blanket advertising. I go, well, yeah, and you still tell the time with a sundial, do you? Do you know what I mean?
Gentlemen, we have to let you guys go because you guys have to literally go walk on stage. We're getting the wraps.
Is that an actual use of the word literally? Because I think it's in half an hour.
It's more like 45
Can I
minutes,
tell you, my biggest
they gave me the wrap-up sign.
My biggest pet hate is literally people using the word literally. Of which this town in Los Angeles is literally enough to make you want to literally drive your car into a literal brick wall.
Well, literally, they gave me the
I
rap
heard
sign.
someone the other day say, "Oh my God, I literally died." And I thought, I wish you had. Underneath a dictionary that should teach you the meaning of words. But I literally love you.
We literally have to wrap.
All right,
we have to wrap
let's go and
James
do this.
Corden, thank you so much for hanging out.
I literally love you all. Thank you.